How to know if someone is using occult practices against you. Good evening, everyone. Today we're exploring a topic that has fascinated and concerned people across cultures for thousands of years. The belief that others might be using occult or spiritual practices against us. Before we begin, I want to establish some important context. What we're discussing today represents various cultural beliefs and folk traditions rather than scientifically proven phenomena. Different cultures, religions and individuals have vastly different perspectives on these matters. Some view these as real spiritual concerns, others as psychological or social dynamics, and still others as superstition. Our goal today is to understand what people look for when they suspect they're targets of negative spiritual practices, explore the cultural contexts of these beliefs, and discuss healthy ways to address such concerns. Understanding the belief system. Throughout history, virtually every culture has developed beliefs about spiritual influence, both positive and negative. From the evil eye in Mediterranean cultures to various forms of folk magic worldwide, humans have long believed that focused intention, rituals, or spiritual practices can affect others from a distance. These beliefs typically operate on several assumptions. That focused negative intention can have real effects, that certain individuals possess special knowledge or abilities, that spiritual or energetic attacks can manifest as physical, emotional, or circumstantial problems, and that there are signs and symptoms that distinguish supernatural influence from ordinary difficulties. It's important to understand that for many people these aren't abstract concepts but lived experiences embedded in their cultural and spiritual worldview. Commonly reported signs and symptoms. People who believe they're experiencing spiritual attack often report several categories of symptoms. Let me walk you through what's commonly described. Physical symptoms. Unexplained chronic fatigue or energy depletion. Sudden onset of health problems without clear medical cause, sleep disturbances, nightmares or feeling unrested, headaches, particularly those that don't respond to typical treatments, general feeling of heaviness or oppression, emotional and mental signs, sudden personality changes or mood swings, increased anxiety, depression or feelings of hopelessness, intrusive negative thoughts that seem foreign to your usual thinking, feeling mentally foggy or confused, loss of motivation or interest in things you normally enjoy. Circumstantial patterns, sudden string of bad luck or unfortunate events, relationship problems appearing without clear cause, financial difficulties or unexpected money problems, technology malfunctioning around you more than usual, animals acting strangely in your presence, social and environmental indicators, feeling uncomfortable or drained around specific people, sensing hostility or negative energy from certain individuals, objects in your home being moved or disturbed, unusual sounds, smells or sensations in your living space, feeling watched or followed without visible cause, spiritual or energetic sensations, feeling spiritually disconnected or blocked, difficulty with prayer, meditation or spiritual practices, sensing negative presence or energy. It's crucial to note that all of these symptoms can have conventional explanations, medical conditions, stress, depression, environmental factors, or simple coincidence. The key for believers is often the pattern, timing, and intensity of multiple symptoms appearing together. Cultural contexts and variations. Different cultures identify different signs and have varying beliefs about spiritual attack. Mediterranean and Middle Eastern traditions often focus on the evil eye, believing that envy or jealousy can cause harm through a look. Caribbean and Latin American traditions may look for signs like unusual animal behavior, dreams about specific people, or spiritual heaviness. African traditional beliefs often emphasize community dynamics and may interpret social conflicts, health issues, or economic problems through a spiritual lens. European folk traditions historically included beliefs about curses, hexes, and ill-wishing, often connected to disputes with neighbors or community conflicts. Asian traditions might focus on energy imbalances, disrupted feng shui, or karmic influences. Understanding these cultural contexts helps us see that these aren't random superstitions, but organized belief systems with their own internal logic and social functions. Distinguishing between spiritual concerns and other causes. For those who hold these beliefs, it's important to approach the situation thoughtfully. First, rule out conventional causes. Get medical checkups for physical symptoms. Consider whether you're under unusual stress. Look at your sleep, diet, and exercise patterns. Evaluate your relationships and social dynamics. Consider environmental factors in your home or workplace. Examine the timing. Did symptoms start after a conflict with someone? Are there patterns related to specific people or places? Do problems seem disproportionate to normal life challenges? Consider your intuition. Many traditions emphasize trusting your instincts. Do you feel targeted rather than just unlucky? Are you sensing malicious intent from specific individuals? Look for spiritual indicators. Are your usual spiritual practices less effective? Do you feel spiritually vulnerable or exposed? Are you having unusual dreams or spiritual experiences? The key is approaching this systematically rather than jumping to conclusions, while still honoring your cultural background and spiritual beliefs. Healthy responses and protection. If you believe you're experiencing spiritual attack, most traditions offer constructive responses. Spiritual protection practices. Strengthen your own spiritual practices through prayer, meditation, or ritual. Use protective symbols, amulets, or spiritual objects from your tradition. Cleanse your living space through smudging, blessing, or other purification methods. Seek guidance from spiritual advisors, elders, or religious leaders. Practical steps. Set clear boundaries with people you suspect of ill intent. Focus on positive relationships and supportive community. Maintain your physical and mental health as spiritual foundation. Document patterns you're experiencing for clarity. Community support. Seek counsel from trusted spiritual advisors. Connect with others who share your beliefs for support and guidance. Consider group prayer, healing circles, or communal protection rituals. Maintaining balance. Don't become consumed by fear or paranoia. Continue to engage with life positively. Remember that most traditions emphasize that good ultimately prevails. Focus on your own spiritual growth and protection rather than retaliating. Whether you view these concerns through a spiritual, psychological, or cultural lens, the important thing is addressing them in healthy, constructive ways. If you believe someone is using negative practices against you, focus on strengthening your own spiritual defenses, maintaining your well-being, and seeking appropriate guidance rather than living in fear. Remember that these beliefs serve important functions in many cultures, providing explanations for suffering, offering community support systems, and giving people agency in difficult situations. Whatever your personal beliefs, approaching these concerns with wisdom, balance, and the support of your community is key. Thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to discuss any questions you might have about these cultural beliefs and practices. Share and subscribe for more videos.